think first pick or second pick is that important. Usually when we go into game 5, I'm like, oh god, who won the coin flip? This one, I really don't feel like it's super important.
Are we going to get the 5th straight game with the same bans on both sides? Here's the question. Is this a Terrorblade?
Trant's pretty nasty.
Yeah.
And the OG have first pick. They could. I still think Warlock's more important than Terrorblade, though. Has Warlock won every single game in this series?
It lost one.
Oh, they do go for the Terrorblade.
Okay.
So they've given them something to think about at the very least.
Nice. We get a little bit of a change up.
Yeah. Warlock or Trent, I guess, is the.
Yeah.
I mean, on paper, the choice. Maybe
Are they thinking maybe they'll go Warlock because it's been so strong in the previous games, and then we can pick Treant? Is that the reason behind the TV? Apart from the fact that it seems to have been so pivotal in every game we've had so far.
I think the idea would be that they're trying to give the tree, right, and get the Warlock mag again, just because since
But
they banned it every single time.
What if they take Warlock? Virtus.pro have not played any games of Treant in this tournament.
We've seen low bust out heroes for the first time.
Yeah.
Regularly.
But
the Sand King, that
take
was
Warlock.
His first Sand
Take
King,
Warlock.
the
Virtus.pro have not played
Tusk,
any games of Treant. You saw when they played
see this
Tusk,
one.
and it's like, I don't know if it's time in game number 5 of the grand finals.
But Tree's a lane dominator, right? And that's what VP likes. So I think it can work well. I think they can definitely play the hero.
But play the hero to the level that Fly does. Is
Likes.
the question.
So I think OG are definitely deciding that, though. It's probably stuck between the two.
I think Warlock. And then you see if they take Tree. Okay, you take Tree and Protector. So
That took a long time.
That did
is
take
a tough
quite a
call.
while.
Yeah. You could see him discussing it in the booth as well.
VP will have to think whether they want to get the Ursa in the first stage, though, I think, as well. Like, Warlock Mag is like what I think on paper, like we've expected them to do. Like, that's been their go-to opening too, but Ursa's now becoming a ban. And if they really think this is the hero that is one of the top cores right now, you've got to pick him in the first stage.
You do take the Warlock, as expected.
Usually this is an insta-lock, so you have to feel that maybe they change it up. They do change it up. And this time they go for the Legion Commander. It's neither the Ursa or the Magnus. Again, gives OG a little bit to think about here.
So in combination with the Treant, they could do Phoenix like we saw.
Do you want to get the Enigma early? Because that's a high priority ban, I feel.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay. I mean, they're following it with 2 bans, right?
You also know VP picked their offlaner. So if you don't pick an offlaner now, they're likely they've been targeting S4. Like they pick the mag early, then target S4 with their bans. So
I think there's a lot of S4 heroes though. He played Bat. He can play Enigma. He can play Magnus. So there's already 3 I think that are pretty good.
Virtus.pro hoping they still get the mag. It's not going to survive second phase, is it?
I don't think with Legion as well. I mean, they have ran the mag mid, but
yeah, it wasn't that effective. It wasn't as effective.
No, it wasn't as effective. Yeah, it puts a lot more focus onto that hero. When he's in the offlane, he can just kind of come in from the side. But when I think they want something that can definitely scale harder as their mid laner.
Both teams taking a lot longer this time around.
Yeah,
they're still 210 reserve time in there for Virtus.pro.
There's still Monkey King, there's still Earth Spirit, there's still Phoenix.
And there's still Dazzle.
So the adjustments that they're probably thinking, they're like, they didn't pick the mag this time. They're definitely trying to figure out something. This
is much a mind game in this one draft, isn't it?
Yeah.
The double sick versus LC.
Yeah, this is kind of like I feel like there's a throwback to old OG, right? The double kind of defensive supports. Tree though is a little bit different now because he can be so aggressive in the laning phase. Instant Enigma ban.
Instant Enigma, instant Ursa.
I mean, that 2 heroes saying like, you want these heroes, you're going to pick them first stage, or they're getting banned. But neither team wants to reveal too much of their draft since it's 2 supports from OG and a support with a likely offlaner for VP.
Downside about picking Legion Commander, they can't pick X anymore. Or if they do, it's going to be weird laning versus the Dazzle, which you would love to have.
We've talked about the importance of building hitters. I wonder where the teams go with TB banned out. What's the kind of priorities going to be?
TA, right? Probably TA is going to be regarded very high in this game. Maybe even the Dragon Knight could be regarded very high.
Yeah, VP have gone DK a few times in this tournament.
Probably thinking what's the best hero to ban versus S4 here, since they are, like you said, picking their offlaner and trying to take his out, since they did show they're both supports on OG.
Mag, probably. He doesn't play the Abba and Omni as much as the other offlaners, but those are always still options.
It's definitely a bit harder to think for this one if they want to.
The S4's played 9 different heroes during the Kiev Major, including, for the one only, Centaur, Magnus, Brewmaster, twice on the Puck, 3 times on Clockwork, Legion Commander, Axe, and then 4 on Batrider, 5 on Enigma.
They definitely went off that Brewmaster pick quite a lot. They were opening with it a bit and lost a few games, even talked about it in one of their post-game interviews, like, yeah, they shut down our Brewmaster, so. VP bans Slark. Good just laning stage against the Legion Commander, potentially with a Dazzle support, and something they don't want to have to deal with their support like Warlock, who doesn't have any lockdown.
LC is generally regarded as pretty good versus Slark, though. Can't Dark Fractal off the duel, and he generally just gets owned by the Blade Mail duel combo. But yeah, with Dazzle, you won't.
And with the Lincoln, like, you just have to go like a Lincoln's type build on Slark, which does take a lot longer to get to if you want to go like Shadow Blade, Echo Saber before the Lincolns.
They have to be banning the Slark for a specific reason. Look, one hero that they specifically want, like a TA or like a maybe even like a Lifestealer or something, even though he's versus Tree and Dazzle, which isn't the greatest, but they have to be doing it for a specific reason.
Game 5, OG, you know, you've got your cores left. Are you considering the Alchemist? You've got to be at least have that hero on your mind. If VP don't pick heroes that can punish Alch.
That's true.
Were you surprised they didn't ban it in that second phase?
Not surprised, but I think VP have got to have it on their mind. Like, I mean, if you're in a game 5, maybe it slipped your mind. Like, you're in this best of 5 mini meta game from the previous 4 games. But if OG feel they can get away with an Alch in their 4th or 5th pick, I don't doubt they'd go that direction.
And if they leave it till 5, you think Virtus Pro ban it?
No.
Depends what they
because they aren't that tunneled on it now, are they? And like
VP
you said,
have the last pick though, so
that's true.
Oh, that's Lil's hero.
A throwback. Yeah,
this is first pick or ban.
Is that 99?
It is
That's
99.
99 heroes picked.
99 picked. 102 picked or banned now. People with compendiums are starting to worry a little bit, but they shouldn't worry because we've only got 5 more picks. I can't see where we can get another brand new hero from in what is basically the last 4 picks now of the entire tournament. Centaur is the next.
This is an old approach that VP used to do with Lil's Enchantress. They used to like heavily pressure the offlane. He used to just go there, and now they have Legion Commander. So Enchantress with the Enchantress Legion Commander in the offlane is very pressuring lane.
Yeah, they
guys, it's game 5 of the grand final at a major.
And they pick an Enchantress.
Yes.
That is... Wow.
That's ballsy.
Oh, and they take the Alchemist themselves?
Wow.
Oh man.
Gosh.
They're prepping for the late game, and they've got objective hero, right? Enchantress can help pressure buildings early on.
And they have
pressure
X
lanes.
heroes.
The last time they picked this Enchantress against OG was Game 3 against
Which they won
OG
3-0.
in the Summit Finals.
Yeah.
They stomped them in 24 minutes with 44 kills. You know, it's like almost that bit of like mind game where it's like, I wonder if they remember this hero and that Grand Finals.
I can picture AUI, Curtis in the other room probably being like, safe lane Enchantress, safe lane Enchantress, pull them in Ags. But yeah, it's more than likely the Lil hero.
Well, we said we were in our own little meta.
That
I
is
think we
for
were
sure.
for 4 games, but
We're
that's
out of
just
it.
completely gone out of the window now, and we're in a meta of 1. What on earth do OG do now?
Troll's the anti-Enchantress.
Anti-Enchantress and Objective Taker, building here, benefits a lot from the weave. And now he has his... And the Troll kind of suffers a bit from being like kited from time to time, but with Stampede it does make it a lot easier to close the gap and get on top of a target.
What hero are they going to utilize the Battle Trance on, though? Right now, it's just Troll. I guess Tree can slap people.
That's ambitious.
VP still banning out that Storm Spirit.
Possibly the TA?
Could be Meepo, actually. Meepo versus Alch and Enchantress and LC. I think it's pretty good here. And they have the Dazzle for save. But the only problem is they don't have 10th pick. That's a big problem I see with the Meepo pick. Would that be the time to bust it out, though?
That'd be crazy.
There we go, Timbersaw for OG.
That's the anti-Alchemist.
Yeah. And I've played this, I think, early in the tournament against an Alchemist.
Final pick of the Kiev Major.
Alchemist doesn't seem like a Ramses hero, so I don't... I don't know if they'd run in the safe lane, but versus this matchup, when you ideally want to be paired against the Centaur, out of the 3 heroes, I think it might be warranted.
VP doesn't have any like magic burst or anything either for this Timber. All they really have is the LC duel for lockdown too. Okay, so they go for the OD for that. And that's the switch up in the lanes. We do have the Ramses Alchemist OD matchup versus Ana's Troll Warlord, and it's a no-tail Timbersaw.
Last time it was Ana playing the hero.
It was, yeah.
Interesting to see him mix it up.
Very intriguing. Okay, let's get our final predictions.
You said we got rid of
game 5.
Who do we curse?
One. Can you just be careful?
More time.
Gents? That's what I'm going to say. Gods.
Game 5 of a major. I'm just going to go with what my gut says, and that's that OG. They're the 3 times major champions for a reason.
Okay. They'll throw the draft out of the window. Yeah, I go with experience.
In my mind, both teams have decent drafts. There's no like obvious out drafts, and I think OG.
All right, Ben.
I think OG are going to get a taste of their own medicine with the Alchemist. Going with VP.
Okay.
I'm going to go with OG. I really like their draft, and they have an objective-taking hero with the Troll Warlord to pressure. I think that's what's been winning this series, and I'm going to go with it.
Okay, thank you very much, gents. We will, of course, have more from our 3 men after the end of this game. Enjoy, everyone. Strap yourselves in. This could be a bumpy ride. Game 5 of the Grand Final.
Everybody, it is crunch time. OG versus Virtus Pro. Game 5. I am honored to be here with Synderen. I'm Toby1, and this crowd is getting behind the local heroes. It is Virtus Pro. Who will have enough? Will it be the VP draft? Will it be the OG draft? Will it be the VP players? Will it be the OG players? Many, many questions, and that's the reason why I'm here with Synd.
I love this draft. Let's just adjust the mic to make sure it's in a good position.
Wonderful, go.
I love this draft.
Yay!
Yeah, so, okay.
Tell us why, Synd.
There's a couple of things to cover in this. I'll try to go over them as fast as possible. I thought Enchantress and Chen would get picked way earlier in the tournament. I think the heroes are definitely still playable. I love seeing VP just going, you know, full confidence in this one. We were asking ourselves, are they going to mix it up? Both teams really mixing it up here, totally different stuff. So, when teams show 2 supports fairly early that can almost only play support role, which OG did here with the Dazzle Treant, that opens up for Enchantress. The way you usually counter this hero is by having a hero that can counter jungle heroes, such as a Doom or a Crystal Maiden, something to kill her creeps off. OG showing these 2 supports don't have that counter, and VP identify that for that reason they can run the Enchantress in this game. They're also going to steal away the Alchemist, which will be played by Ramses this game, and played safe lane. And then they finish it off getting this OD mid, who has some of the best setup for Enchantress by virtue of this 4-second Astral Imprisonment. If you Astral someone mid, Ench has plenty of time to get the creeps in position, get in there and get it going. OG looking for counter picks as well. They picked the Timbersaw into Alk and Legion, 2 strength heroes. And they also got themselves the Troll, probably expecting that the Alk would go mid and trying to contest him in lane, but that will not be the case this game. This is going to be crazy. All eyes on Lil for this game. Yep. Follow the Ench.
Keep your eyes on him. That whole Alchemist mid, you may even thought he may go safe lane, but Virtus Pro are taking him to the off lane in combination with the Warlock, and Lil playing very aggressive. It's not a surprise when Ansal is the coach of this team. You actually get the Enchantress pickup. You were reminding us of that during the drafting phase. And Lil, well, he's already there in mid. Aggressive war. Does he really do this? The Courier snipe as well. This is a horrible way for OG to start. The Courier actually swipes the Quelling Blade of Ana. Virtus Pro, spill the blood. It's the cute blood, but it's the Courier blood.
Just as big as First Blood, if not even more. This is a big gold swing. Lil is going to find, so when it comes to Ench, obviously the jungle has been nerfed, so it only spawns every second minute, but the first 2 creeps you get are at the same pace, even the first 3. So he's going to find a Wild Wing. There's a Centaur in the other camp, and now the Treant of Jerax will try to simply walk in and body block so that Lil can't get more than 1 creep in this one. Of course, Jerax will be successful. Lil can't really stop this. What he can do is just go somewhere else. He has his own jungle, so he can go find another creep.
Yep.
And the Wild Wing will just be annoying in mid for Ana to deal with.
Plenty of options. We should also flag the fact that in the first minute, VP actually changed up their lanes. They may have been expecting the Timber plus Dazzle to run that dual off lane, and instead S4 ended up on the off lane, so Ramses has switched into the safe lane, and they push Pasha into the off lane. But Pasha sitting here with little to no mana, and S4 is already off to a decent start. So difficult for Ramses really to fight that. It becomes more of a straight farm lane than anything else until help will arrive.
It sucks being Ana right now. This is really, really difficult to deal with. He doesn't have a courier. He's getting tornadoed. The OD is playing aggressively on him. He has cooldown on his one tango. He kind of has to Shrine. Pretty much already solo, moving down aggressively as well.
I feel so early to Shrine. Like, Solo's here for the 2-minute bounty room, which is something Ana probably also wants, but as you said, he had to Shrine. It instantly gets pinged out because the Observer Ward sees that path, and he knows seeing the Observer Wards. Ana was one of the big things that VP was able to shut down to get the victory over them. And they can just keep going again. This could be death for Ana. He goes for the quick whirling axes back to the tier 1 tower. But remember, this is the Golems. It's the Golem taking the damage, so he'll split out again. You've got more stuns available. The Shadow Wave will kick in. Solo's in the neighborhood. Shadow Word could also have its effect, but no, Solo will retreat. Came in range of the tower, and the Enchantress creeps were timing out. Meanwhile, up on top lane, Ramsey's actually not too healthy. S4 doesn't have double edge, doesn't have damage from that, and that's the reason why Solo was bailing. He had to come up here to help out the Alchemist.
It's going to give him the Shadow Word and bring him up nice and healthy. This pull is available. Lil will, however, take it for now, getting another Wild Wing, and probably wants to farm this camp up so it spawns again. Minute 3. We'll see what his second creep is going to be. So far, so good for OG in the mid lane. They didn't die, but Ana is not having the greatest time ever.
S4 is going to have to Shrine as well now. Got a decent amount of farm on him. Jirax's also going to need it. Hasn't found his level 2 just yet. Flying, venturing into enemy territory. Just to swipe the bounty runes, restrict the area. The VP can just get huge advantages on. And this Enchantress, only level 1, so we're 3 minutes in. The roaming, at this point, it seems to have been rather successful from Lil as far as pressure being applied, but did he want more than this?
He would ideally at least have liked to find First Blood by now in the mid lane. He did try it with a good creep combination, but didn't get the Centaur in the right position in time. And Ana was able to get away. Realistically, Dazzle would have probably saved him as well in that instance. Fly came mid.
Jirax is flagging. There's a sentry ward up on top, so he can't just move through the tree lines. He got attacked by the creep wave. Yeah, and he knows it. He knows it's right in the middle of the lane. What they wanted to have happen is Jirax walk on top of the Alchemist, the Warlock, get the first stun, then the Shadow Wave damage. This is the combination that OG is working towards. Then they can work with S4 with that double edge. But instead, the combination is more than likely prepping for the mid lane. Catapult's there. Ana is being forced back again. Has to go for the whirling axes. 13-0 against the 27-10. It's a nightmare for Ana. And even in sustain the lane, he's looking at buying a straight Morbid Mask to start with.
Despite VP not finding any kills, we're looking at that 2k gold lead again that we saw a couple games ago. They're winning the early game really hard in this one. No one going in for Ana. Needs to be careful not to get bashed here. That could get scary. Stole a lot of int. Troll already doesn't have much. That's something for later in the game. The Astral, or rather the Sanity's Eclipse, can blow up Troll. Yes, I think the worst intelligence gain in the game. I believe it's like 1.0 or something. It's pretty stupid. Yep, he is really stupid. 1.0 indeed. So good laning from VP. Okay, this is something you often manage to accomplish with the Enchantress. Even if you don't find kills, you can put this early lane pressure. Enchantress has a tendency to fall off a bit later, though. They do have the Battle Trance as well, so they can get through the Untouchable at later stages. But all in all, VP are probably fairly satisfied with what they've managed to do for now. Now they need to keep building on this advantage, and OG to find a way to incorporate their supports in a meaningful way. It's so difficult for the support to find kills right now, it seems.
Right now they seem to just be helping with the laning phase. Like, Notel's having himself a great time on bottom. He didn't actually go for much aggression. He went for the 3 points up in the reactive armor against the Legion Commander. So it's just giving him something where he can posture back against Pasha. Get the level 6 up, let the Sharkroots do the work, and maybe find an earlier kill. But without Timberchain, he's probably not going to get that.
Legion Commander is pretty decent against Timber and lane, though. Press the attack can remove the Whirling Death attribute loss.
Pings are coming out. Solo and Lil, they're on their way. We've got ourselves Mud Golem and Centaur again. The multiple stuns. Ramsey gets initiated on. The Dust will trigger. Ramsey's preparing the concoction. Throws it towards Jirax. The Shadow Wave is there. There isn't a shallow grave. He didn't save the point for it, but Jirax gets invis. Thanks to the Dust. He is revealed, however. Ramsey's on the run. He needs to survive. Hoof stomp out from S4. Double edge available, and he will slice the Enchantress out for the body block. The Enchantress is doing the work, not to mention the concoction from Ramsey's. It'll fly out. A double kill for the safe lane Alchemist. Jirax is back. He'll try and work with flying, but the Centaur stomp is there. Mud Golem stomp up in a second too. But it's VP trying to be the aggressors, and they get first blood on the top lane. That Centaur's not even done. The double stuns fly out. Lil does it from the grave, even from the base, I should say. Getting the kill onto the Dazzle, now making a 3-for-1 advantage on the kill board.
Lil is really, really good at this hero. He's played it a lot in the past. I think his Enchantress is way better than his Chen, personally. He has this good eye for these early aggressive plays that you can make and spotting the right moments in the lane. This is a great start for Virtus Pro in this game. Alchemist is going Medallion first item. This is very unusual. They will probably be taking advantage of the good head start in this lane to simply have the bursting power. Ramsey is taking a different approach to Alc that we have seen a lot in the past. This minus armor / plus armor build-up, and then we might not even see the Radiance this game. It could just be the combat build that he brings out with Sanji Yasha.
It almost brings you back, like there's no one that really massively benefits from the Aghanim set, but from Eternal Envy's Aghanim's Rush days when he went for that Solar Crest only with Armlet. Actually, he went Armlet after. But still,
Axe is pretty good on End. Pretty good on Warlock.
That range damage, if Lil keeps finding kills, sure, why not? Troll Warlock's just using his Battle Trance to farm. He's still playing catch-up, and they have the Shrine to trigger too.
He will not catch up to OD right now. It's just not happening.
28-0 to 55-23. Like, how many times has no one been the power of the mid lane?
This is not Ana playing awful by any means. He is just being countered out by the Enchantress at first, and no one is probably one of the 3 best mechanical mid players in the world, especially from a laning stage standpoint. Generally, I believe Sumail has said that no one is really good. If Sumail looks up to you, it's something special. He is a very self-confident mid player, and for a while was definitely considered just hands down the best in his lane. So if he sees someone else being strong at it, it means a lot. And I can only agree. Like, when you see no one play these mid lanes, he is exceptional. So.
We'll see how long he can keep his control up before OG think about starting their rotations. But as time goes on, the Alchemist continues to farm. Those two Ramses went for more of a combat build. It's a 2-2-1-1 across the Alchemist. So he's not looking for the heavy amount of farm. He wants to work with his teammates to keep pressure on S4. But S4 now with a Ring of Health has a lot of life, a lot of regeneration, is rapidly approaching that Vanguard, making killing him more difficult. Stampede is available. And Timbersaw, it's not the worst time for him. No duel for Pasha, but yeah, he's got a lot of levels, and he's second on the net worth, 3.8k, only behind the OD by 200.
The safe lane is the only lane for OG that is going very well. The other 2 lanes are massive VP wins, so there's a lot of pressure on N0tail in this game to perform and deliver. Top lane, there's a stomp. Oh, that kind of didn't turn into anything at all. They did use the troll ulti as well to try to put some pressure, but
you felt like that's happening, but again, it's just this farm from Ana farming up the Ancients. Oh, there's your concoction. They're trying to catch out S4. Remember, he's got the Stampede. Not to mention, Living Armor is only level 1, however, so not as effective. The Jirai trying to hover around. A quick sentry ward down by Lil. He'll lose one of his centaurs. He had an enchant available, didn't use it, and there's no extra creep for him to grab here unless he goes a little bit further down. But now, Stampede, the centaur! Lil with a double stun! Stops the attack!
Get out of here.
No, stay there! It's... doesn't need to play Visage to be spectacular.
So VP are winning the laning stage really hard, but none of them is going a greedy route. There's no Midas for the OD, there's no Greevil's Greed for the Alchemist. I wonder what the bigger game plan is here, if they're looking for some sort of spike with a couple of key items where they start pushing towers or taking Roshan. Roshan should be really easy for the light up eventually. But for now, if they wanted to, I think OG would let them. They could have gone Midas on this OD, no problem. No one wants to be strong earlier. Force Staff will be coming up in 5 gold. Really good item on OD in general. Great item this game as well. Against Chakram, able to get out of that. Be able to set yourself up to get the Astral off, obviously. And play against the free-handed.
There's a ping on bottom lane. This came out before as Jirax rotating over Pasha. Can Jirax get the fist bump in? Yes, he will. N0tail. Chakram's coming off cooldown in a second. Pasha doesn't have press the attack, but he's got duel. Does he want to find it? N0tail. Tipper changes his way up. Pasha is low. Shadow Word will give him a little bit more life. Not to mention the movement speed. He's just trying to juke it around, and he does it successfully. Lil and Solo will both rotate down on Pasha. He's looking for the dual damage. Phase boost will trigger. He's got the movement speed. Catching the tree for attack, but now in comes No Tail. Slices him in two, but the damage from No One has arrived as well into the tree line. No Eclipse available. No Tail starts his TP. Will they find him in time? Half a second, 0 seconds, he's out. Meanwhile in the mid, Ana and Fly will team up to pressure the tower. S4 getting up in the face of Ramses underneath his own tier 1 tower. Stampede's available, not to mention that second double edge.
Big plays from No Tail there for OG. Winning the duel for the Treant, so he can become a carry soon with that plus 10 damage. That wasn't serious, Toby, just making sure. Got that.
It was serious.
And of course, even getting out with the TP, just beautiful play there all around from No Tail. Good stuff from him. If he doesn't make this play, that bottom tower would have been in a lot of trouble, actually.
And they're coming again.
Yep.
Pasha's got duel available. They forced
duel.
He'll actually drag him back in. Timber Chain was starting to work, but now No Tail will fall. It doesn't matter about dual damage. It's about controlling the Timber and killing off the safe laner. The big shining hope for OG.
That is a use of Force Staff that I did not mention because it's really not obvious, and I don't think No Tail was considering it either.
No. You go for the Force Staff over going for the Dragonlance. It's No One playing positional Dota with the OD.
Mid lane, Ana, he wants to push this tower. He has to be a bit careful, though. No One is on the way in, has Force Staff on cooldown, however, and Ana has a decent...
OG don't want to fight. Like, this is serious business time for Virtus Pro. They've got the Chaotic offering up and running. They're the ones with the damage. And while they're hunting for a kill, you'll have Ramses continuously farming up on the top. He did finish up the Solar Crest. He's not revealing what he's going next, however. There's nothing in the quick buy. Okay, now he actually did it. It's an S and Y build in from the Alchemist. It's Combat Alch.
This is Ramses' go-to build, I think, on safe lane Alchemist. He doesn't really play it the same way as others. He prefers to have this more aggressive mid-game impact than the split push approach.
We're going to troll trap.
Charging up the concoction.
Yeah, he's looking towards S4. If he can get the concoction off, you go a troll trap to S4. Even if he has Stampede, he can't run away. They commit the golem. They're happy to do this because the pressure into the tier 1 tower is just as important. But now arriving Ana, the weave hit on from Fly. So Lil, they're all losing the armor. Solo upheaval, slowing the attack. And Lil, the sprites, the regeneration, 3 points in it. It works an absolute treat. Now with a Shark Drum, Lil can't stay in close. The golem as well. They want to keep it up to continue this pressure. That Ana, they stay close, living armor under the protection of fortification. Bringing the tower up as Virtus Pro have brought everyone to the top lane. And Ana is TPing out. OG, either they're not feeling like Virtus Pro are going to keep this push going, or he just doesn't feel it's worth it. Instead, go for the trade-off. Look to the tier 1 tower in the mid.
This tower should fall top. OG delayed it a lot. The weave is coming out. I don't think VP will be scared of this because they see the troll mate, as you mentioned. But yep, tower trade successful for OG. And meanwhile, Jarex is finding some much-needed time bottom. We'll be getting close to level 7. He's having the greatest game on this Treant so far.
He's just playing catch-up.
Yeah,
that's all he can do at this point as well. A little bit of armor from having that chainmail. Boost him up a little bit. As you say, get the levels up. It's really important for him to have overgrowth coming into these fights. Need to hold him in position and let Troll do the work, because right now Troll doesn't have enough damage on him. Ana's also going for the S and Y build as well on top of the Vlads. So a couple of auras to work with them, and they just try and stand together strong.
And the graph has flatlined for quite a while now, so it was a big start
OG
for VP.
who holds the experience advantage of all people.
It was a big start for VP in terms of gold, but they haven't really been able to gain much more. And they have Alchemist, and usually you would be concerned. You're like, we have Alch, we're not gaining GPM over the enemy team. What's going on? He still has level 1 Grievous Breed. So this is a different approach.
It feels deceiving as well, because like the Enchantress as well as the OD, you expect them to have Midases.
Yeah.
So you expect them to also play the catch-up, well, not the catch-up game, but the just, oh, we got a good start, now we're going to increase everything game, but it's not going to come from them. So that Enchantress sitting at 3.1k is not going to be boosted quickly.
And this game is more than likely to drag fairly long and be a pretty slow game. I do think this is the type of game that OD can really shine in. He counters every core on the enemy team. Great hero against Centaur, great hero against Troll, and also great hero against Timber. So no one is going to feel very great about the matchups that he has been given in this game. It was their last pick.
That is that advantage they had. A small change up in the build. He didn't actually finish the S and Y Ramsey. He's now got the armlet coming on the courier. 4-staff, no one jumping in on this top lane. That Centaur from Lil is on the way in. S4 stampedes, but the duel holds him under the tier 1 tower. Shallow grave. It will last long enough, so there's no dual damage, but S4 just chasing up the Pasha. We're about to do anything but say, well, come at me, bro. I'm dead anyway.
They didn't have any info to go with their OG. A bit surprised that S4 and Fly
Nortel
just push as 2 heroes.
He's trying to go after Ramses. A Chakram damage is decent, and with another Timber Chain available, he's going to miss the target. Ramses preparing the concoction because supporters arrive in the form of no one. Nortel brought down. Ramses will find his 3rd kill of the game, and Anna in through the rear. Lil, he actually has the damage if he waits it out perfectly into that impetus. He doesn't have the range, but Anna is dying. Concoction, they need the vision. Fly, no shallow grave. He'll go down as well. Virtus Pro, they're destroying OG on the bottom lane, bringing it to 10-2 in game 5.
This bottom tower will fall as well. OG really can't catch a break, can't find the moves. That right there is OD versus Troll. Was that 80% of his health from the ulti alone? Obviously, OD had a lot of install and currently sitting at 60.
He's got a little bit.
Press the attack will be a factor the whole game as well for him. Also great counters to the OG stun of Centaur and the Overgrowth. No one is going to be insane in this game unless OG finds some sort of miraculous way of dealing with him.
Hurricane Pikes and Blink Dagger. Like, you can't control him. Like, Centaur, he has his Blink Dagger, so you got the jump from that. But what you're probably expecting was Jirax to be the man giving the vision, letting him know where Virtus Pro is coming from, and he just can't do it because every time VP move, they move quickly, they move in a surprising way that OG is just not prepared for. And now OG, they're going for the Hallelujah. They're trying to go in towards Roshan, but because the ward they put down, Warlock, it actually got scouted out. Lil will steal the Invis rune. There is a Sentry Ward. They do see Lil moving out, but Roshan down just above 50% of his HP. The top tower will be taken by S4. Stampede is up, but Troll ulti down for the moment, and VP, they're in the neighborhood, and OG, they're going to be forced into this fight. Under the tier 1 tower, Weave connects over on 3. So be careful with that one. A quick dust, thinking maybe Jirax is a little bit closer. He is not. And VP will give some respect.
This was a good distraction play from OG securing that top tower by going into the Roche.
OD out.
If everything clicked there and they got Roche and the tower, they would be in a pretty good position to come back in the game. The tower only is not really enough for now, but it's kind of the best that they can hope for. They've also managed to defend their own tower, of course, with this living armor, level 4. Now they are looking to go aggressive. Pasha is in a very good position right now, and he's going to give it up, actually.
Under the cover of smoke, because they put the Ogre Frost Mage inside the pit, so there's no way for OG just to slip by Virtus Pro with the cheeky one. They have to stick around and wait for VP to come into their kill zone.
This Ogre has 45 seconds left on it. It should be more than enough time for VP to pressure somewhere, so OG has to respond.
OG can't fight yet.
Like, they wasted their smoke, essentially. OG got nothing out of this.
Yep. So they push Jirax up to the top. He does not have a TP scroll. So OG is still not looking for a fight. All they're looking to do is contest Roshan. Don't let Virtus Pro have it. They tried to steal it themselves. That didn't work. It's just the mass D-ward of D-ward of D-ward going out in the mid.
Roche really quick. They have Crest, Acid Spray.
This Chakram slow down the creep wave push. Ramses comes in once more. OD is terrible at killing buildings, and they know it. Virtus Pro can't just force the lane, and Ramses, even with combat build, the Alchemist doesn't do as much either. Not enough to get through the living armor protection, and Nortel, who could just continuously spam out these Chakrams to hold the wave back.
All of a sudden, we have a full Solar Crest on Treant for Jerax, so he got a big item. It's very good against the Dire lineup. Lots of right-clicking involved from OD, Out, and Ench, and even the Legion Commander. And OD really doesn't like buying MKB, so will be a valuable choice the entire game. This Crest is going to pay off.
No one actually is building PKB. So it's the immunity that he wants from the item, the ability to stand in the middle of OG and, well, not really give two hoots.
When he's in BKB, there's only one guy touching him, and that's the Troll. The Centaur will be pretty useless. The Timber will be completely useless against him.
Does Anna really have enough damage to get through the OG?
VP.
Yeah, they're inside the pit. Vision is negligible, in fact, non-existent for OG. And Sharka was just used by Noto to force out the mid lane, so yep, the Weave will give the Vision instead. That's the power of OG. They had it with the Batrider before. This time it's the power of the Dazzle. Timber chain forward, looking for the damage with the Chakram. They push him around as No Tail. There's a jump forward, the Hawk Stop. It connects on the OD. They're going to kill him off. This is a big fight if they can keep the contesting there. The Rock will fall from Warlock, combining with the Feather Bonds. Stewart creates a little bit more space with the overgrowth. The damage from No Tail is huge, but not enough. No one is just doing his work. He survives through this. He wants one more hit on No Tail. Solo actually gets the kill because of the fatal bonds. He got hit by the Ancients, and 4 heroes go down for OG. And this will allow Virtus.pro to take Roshan and really the balls of this game into their hands.
All they had to pay for that was the OD buyback. I would imagine they're going to give him the Aegis now as a result of this. Yes,
they do.
So it wasn't free, and it was a great fight from OG, but as you said, it was not enough. And there's more big items now flowing in for Virtus.pro, and they have a big moment of opportunity now with this Aegis to go and claim some buildings. This mid tower should finally fall after Treant delayed it for 200 years.
That's how long this series could go for. 2 SMYs now completed. Ramses has his in hand. The Troll Warlord has his as well. As OG, they show they have the patience, they show they have the positioning, but Virtus.pro, show they've got it in droves as well. And let's have a look at that fight once again. So Notel jumps in, not a lot of armor to work with, and they got the target they wanted. They brought down the OD so early on.
Yeah, Solo did get banished, so he got the Golem and Bonds off. This banish is huge from no one. And that Fatal Bonds damage is insane. Warlock
I believe
so
because Notel got hit by the Ancients, it actually ended up killing off his teammate as well. I'm not certain of that, though. He did enough damage that he had the kill.
He was dead anyway. Also, it was OD getting the kill there. Regardless.
It's Warlock. He's been the critical support of this entire series, but Virtus.pro looking fantastic.
I really thought OG were going to pick it over the Treant when they had the first pick. I don't even think VP favor their Treant that much, so OG did have the choice, but they were maybe afraid of the consequences of taking Warlock and then giving Treant +1 away to VP. I don't know if they should have been so worried, but for now you got to play with what you have. So let's see how OG progress. The big item to watch out for is Ana's BKB. Until he has that, he is a piece of paper for no one, basically. You can cut right through him with that ultimate. He's at the risk of getting stunned by the concoction.
Yeah, they need that immunity. That immunity protect yourself.
Even after BKB, there are still issues for him. He can get stunned by the Golem. Impetus, there's Duel.
It's hilarious, too.
Troll kills himself in Duel.
I think this actually has to be one of the one of the first games where you've gone 25 minutes without any dual damage onto a Legion commander.
Yep.
Harsher hasn't won a single thing. Virtus.pro are ready to force this mid lane. They're not up with the Radiance just yet, but no one with Blink plus the Hurricane Pike. He's ready to fight. Rock is up. You've got a Glimmer Cape on the Warlock. And they're looking for an opening, but OG aren't fighting for the tier 2 tower. No one is here. Treant, you're trying to force in the top lane. You've got Troll with a double damage rune pushing the bottom lane. He's got no tail to help out. And they are going to have to come home. No other choice. The tier 2 tower. Fortification Living Armor is actually delaying this a lot. So with the double damage rune, OG should be able to actually get a bit of a trade-off with the towers. Courier sniped in the mid. Jirax, Stealthy Ninja.
Nothing on it though, but he did get it. Now Pasha's in an awkward position.
Oh, the TPing. There's your duel. Finally, the damage will be there, or will it? Notel actually keeps the Chakram up, but he's stunned up, and this will allow no one to blink forward. They're going to hold Notel there, but how much damage have they got? Notel, Timber Chain, he's Ghost after protecting himself with the concoction from Ramses. He will be able to hit. No Timber Chain away. But while they're fighting there, S4 takes the tier 2 tower up on top lane and adds pressure to the tier 3 tower. Again, OG playing this game of cat and mouse.
They feel like they don't have a choice.
Whoa. I felt the force of someone in the trees.
He didn't hit it, right?
No, he didn't. He completely, well, I don't say he completely missed it. He missed it by an inch.
That would have been a kill, I think. I didn't notice exactly how low S4 was, but there's a big int discrepancy.
It was about 20%.
Yeah, then he definitely dies from an OD ulti. So, well, OG, once again, I feel like are making really good decisions with what they have. If they try to take a fight into this Aegis, they're going to lose it. If they just let VP push their towers and lose map control for nothing, they're probably going to lose the game on that. So, yes, they throw a couple of bodies away. I think they lost, what was it? They lost Timber and Dazzle to get 2 towers.
Yes.
That's actually a really good trade-off by them.
And that bottom tower's at 30 HP, so you may as well say it was 3 towers.
Yeah. And all they lost was their tier 2 mid.
Yep.
As far as structural damage is concerned.
Yep.
So
This is good money rolling in. So the BKB is on the Troll Warlord with the SMY. He's now looking not to actually getting more heavy damage. He goes for the butterfly, so evasion. Again, you said Monkey King Bar is not an item that no one wants to build. He's still trying to finish up his BKB. And you can see the item choice as well from Notel, going for the Ghost Scepter, then into the Bloodstone. He wants to be able to survive the team fights and start racking up these charges if it's possible.
Yeah, this Ghost Scepter purchase is extremely good for multiple reasons. It's good against the OD. Concoction is physical damage, so yes, you take the stun, but you take no damage from it. Good against Legion if you time it well. But VP, big items for them. BKB completed on the Alchemist. We said he had a slow start because of his item build, or his skill build rather, wasn't racking up all that gold. He's had Grievous Greed level 4 for a while. You're seeing it on the net worth chart. He's starting to pull ahead significantly.
We're actually going to have 3 of them, in fact.
BKB almost done.
So is Pasha. Pasha is now sitting a recipe away from having his BKB.
So it's an issue for OG to deal with. It's going to be such a big problem. Only Troll can get something done during this.
So everything else becomes kite. Maybe that's when we have to keep our eyes, if you're an OG fan, on Jirax.
Yep.
With his ability to waste the time with the BKBs by getting the overgrowth off.
Treant has to win this game for OG, the way I see it. It's going to be
either that or RNG. And I pick up the Talisman of Ages. As long as I can dodge, as long as Ice Frog is with me, how can we lose?
Nice communication for OG. Guys, we're going to win this game. We're going to need to be lucky.
Yep.
All right, boss. Let's keep the morale high.
Anna's adding a lot of pressure up to the top lane. Again, we're in this position, though, where Virtus.pro move together as a big squad. 5 men in. They're going to take the tier 2 tower,
Jerax
but OG will reach the tier 3 tower up on the top.
Jerax can get them racks here if VP make a crucial mistake. They back off.
Here they come. OD's already coming back, and Jirax sees no one TPing. He is not there in time to get the stun.
Space created.
Yep. They pull him back. And S4's just making sure no one else is retreating. He TPs into the shrine and then blinks down. Now, they do have the Gem of Truth sight. Or at least I think they did. Yeah, they just left it back in base. So they won't scout out that Dire Observer Ward, which is smack bang in the middle of the Radiant jungle. But they're keeping it protected. I think this is also OG understanding they still do not have the strength in this team fight. If you take a gem in there, you're probably giving it to VP. And that's a nightmare for a Treant Protector.
Absolutely.
Here comes your TPs in as well. Notal going to arrive. Lil's in the neighborhood. But they look towards Solo and Pasha. Yul steps her up. Ramses, he's the man that's left behind. Wants to armor toggle his way through. Jirax keeping his eyes peeled, sees the golems moving forward. Dust is on the Enchantress. That's the reveal. Concoction flies out from Ramses. Hits on the Dazzle. Living Armor's giving a little bit more life, but 4-star Finn. Okay, Dazzle's got nothing to work with. That OG is just so strong. The Rock in the back lines. They catch out another, and this time it is duel victory damage. Plus 14, Pasha is the winner of the duel. And maybe with these pickoffs, they're actually potentially a winner of the mid lane.
I don't think this is Rax, but they could do some structural damage here. They have 20 seconds. The wave is coming in. Alchemist is a beast right now. Didn't use the BKB there. He will have his Chemical Rage ready in 10 seconds. VP have the choice. They will not go for any damage this time around, but just taking the wins one by one, building up more items. The Alch now will finish a full Assault Cuirass in 30 gold. OD starting to work on the Shiva. All of this armor, once again. How is the Troll going to deal with it when they also have armor on top of their magic immunity?
This is the ultimate safety first. They're not using just one layer of protection. They're putting on 3 layers, making sure OG cannot get through. But OG, they understand. They can't wait this out. They can't just let VP dictate the pace of this game. So they 5-man smoke. They look for Roshan. He's still over a minute away from spawning, so they have to find a kill. Aggressive invade. They come into the dire jungle and look towards the mid. But VP, they're pretty damn close together. They are ready to fight this.
They can run Ramses in front because they have double saves. They have the press the attack and the Astral that can both save him if OG jump on him. And of course also the Glimmer Cape on Warlock. So Ramses shouldn't necessarily be too scared, but obviously doesn't want to give OG a completely superior position, so won't run up to the high ground. Instead it will be Lil now scouting out. OG with another unsuccessful smoke. VP are reading their every move. OG have had almost no success with anything apart from split push this game.
OG need the success around Roshan. That's basically it. But again, you've still got that shrine up for the Dire side. The Observer Wall will see it coming. They smoke up quickly, but right underneath. Actually, the Dire Observer Wall didn't see it. So a Hoof Stomp forward. They get the double edge off. Will Solo go down, push him up into the hill, in fact, well away from the rest of the Virtus Pro lineup. So VP, 42 seconds without actually having Warlock. He doesn't have buyback, and OD burnt his BKB.
So did Troll.
Oh boy. Okay.
It was a trade-off.
So Roshan begins. Troll wants to kill him off as quick as he possibly can. Alchemist preparing. He is the frontline tank. He is the sponge of Virtus Pro that can keep draining himself through Chemical Rage. In he comes. The Chakrams out. The Hoof Stomp's done. Will it be enough? Yes, it is. On top of no one. The charge forward. Notel wants kills. The intelligence, though, is up to 24 and eclipses the power. They'll drop. S4. The Telegraph will keep him alive. Duras got a little bit of space. Remember, he's the one carrying the gem pass. Will duel him up. Bring him down. Notel as well will fall. OG. They're falling apart. The Aegis Immortal will burn. Troll Warlord back into the fight, but Ramses, the stun is available. No BKB available for the Troll Warlord. Lil pounding him down. You have a small chance of victory. Actually, no, you don't. Anna, you're toast. Burnt toast.
Good fight from both sides. OG getting the Aegis. It costs them a lot here, but they kill the OD and they prevent VP from getting the Aegis. Again, all things considered, it's good enough for them. VP, if they get this Aegis, it could be a lane of Rex. They still end up winning the fight and taking a good advantage out of this, but it could have been way, way worse for OG. VP will probably be playing a bit slow. We have the replay here. Big hammer drop from OD. Wasn't quite enough to get multiple kills. Fly is playing fantastic, by the way, in the Dazzle this game, just as a side note.
It's the perfect Graves that actually give OG a fighting chance. And they needed something like that. Virtus Pro is so far ahead. It's not looking on the graphs, but you can still say for Virtus Pro, they dictate the course that is this game. And a lot of it comes from the power that has come from No One's early game. He's kind of starting to drop off a little bit, and while Troll Warlord does finish up the butterfly, he's slowly building himself up to a point where he can be the fearful damage that OD has to be careful of. Even S4, like, he keeps finding that stun. He's focusing No One at the start of every engagement.
The thing here is, so the Sanity's Eclipse multiplier right now is 10 because it's level 3. OD has 121 intelligence before stealing. Troll has 38. So this is a 900 damage nuke before he steals any int. If he steals it from Troll, the discrepancy grows really fast. If he steals it from other heroes, it's still good enough. The main thing for OG is they have to get something meaningful done with Ana's BKB. If they don't get a kill on the OD or put significant pressure in the fight, the hammer afterwards is going to take Ana out of the fight. Even with his evasion and this butterfly, his HP is not enough to deal with the pressure that No One can output on him. And that's completely disregarding that there are other heroes in this game that also deal damage. The MKB is being built up by Enchantress as the second item for Lil. Pike into the MKB will be a big problem for Honest Troll.
Then no more evasion, no more fun. And maybe that's when you start seeing OG having to switch the targets in the fights. For now, all they want to do is just keep the lanes pushed in, build up any item advantage they can. So the butterfly is done. Notail is now 300 gold away from having a Shiva's Guard. Slow down anything you can. In fact, they're actually going double Shivas. You've got the same thing being built over on S4. And Virtus Pro together again. 5 players under the tier 2 tower. They've got dust on them. No smoke, however. So this will be a standard walk forward underneath the Obs and Sentry. So OG, they are also grouped up as 5. They want to be able to take a fight. But what they really want to do is take a pick first. And the one they've got is the Alchemist. He's a little bit further out. Remember that BKB is there. S4 needs the jump. But now Alchemist, he runs forward. He's hiding in the tree lines. Concoction Sun, does Alchemist see him in time? He does! He'll get the Concoction Sun on S4. No one racking up the intel. Sure, shall grave him up. No one will take more. In fact, the imprisonment will kill him. They're already just waiting to watch him die.
I love the way VP are reading the strength of their lineup with just running Ramses in as a ragdoll. OG can't kill this guy. If they go on him and commit, they have both the press, the attack, and the astral, and they're just trusting in each other as a team that this play can't go wrong. He charges out the concoction, doesn't even get it off. He actually explodes on himself and the centaur, but doesn't matter. There's no follow-up from OG. They can't get into that position. VP with a great read on the situation, getting that core kill and probably a tier 2 bottom.
Yeah, they're moving for it. That tier 2 tower is already licking its wounds. 196 HP is nothing.
How has that not been healed?
That's a very good question. Maybe Jirax has had other things on his mind. The tier 2 tower is now lost. Shiva's guard completed on the OD. Coming on the courier now. As OG, the outside towers are limited to only the tier 2 tower on top lane. And Virtus Pro can wait. They got all the time in the world. 3 minutes until Roshan can potentially spawn up. Meanwhile, Alchemist gets more and more farm. He's looking at his own MKB. He has the Demon Edge on the Courier, so if he wants to waste his buyback, which with the Alchemist, he'll get it back pretty quickly. He can buy, and he does, the entire Monkey King bar now.
He feels so confident that it can't go wrong.
And he actually sells his Solar Crest for it.
That is interesting.
Here comes OG. They want to fight. So you remove a little bit of the evasion, a little bit of what was keeping the Alchemist alive in order to get that raw damage from him. And OG, they're behind the lines. They want someone to come in close. Either that or they do the whole movement from behind. I know Game 5, like we can remember the play from TI3. I don't know if Virtus Pro can, if OG can achieve the same thing. But they'll have to catch VP out of position. It's the only way.
They won't manage. They do get an Arcane Rune for their trouble, so No Tail will grab that, and they will probably try to maybe fight here.
They're not in vision yet. The Wild Wing is the only thing really giving vision for VP to the eastern side. They don't have any Observer Wards up on the hillside just yet. In fact, no one already burned a Shiva's Guard looking for where OG is. So the Wild Wing revealed. Jira's going to pump it, so goodbye to Tornado. But the tier 2 tower is already lost. OG have to come back to defend. This is it. They have to hold the racks, or the bleed will be fatal.
Ramses could be the siege vehicle. He's still not that tanky health-wise.
They're leaving. Jirax, he found a target. The Weave actually gave a little bit of vision, but he wants to punch into Ramses. Jirax doesn't actually get the bash, however. Concoction's preparing the rock with the Fatal Bonds. Will connect out. Yule Scepter, they're keeping OD out of the fight. And the big root, they're holding him there. But the damage, you'll drop the hammer for the bash again. It's still doing his work. No Tail, this Timbersaw, he's the man doing the damage until Anna. No, it's a lockdown. You actually have the fight going the way of OG. A buyback will come out from Ramses. Warlock solo is on the run. No Tail won't go the correct direction. But OG, they got the fight they were begging for, they were praying for.
They found this minimal moment of opportunity to jump on Ramses. Ramses used his BKB in panic, so they couldn't banish him away with the OD and they couldn't save him. So Ana just got to lay into the Alp on his own with no mobility available for Ramses. OG found the almost impossible fight under those conditions. And they're going to look to push a lane of racks.
He wants to force buyback.
Can hold this.
You got no OD for 43 seconds. Ana is beating the town down. Backdoor regeneration's helping him. It's going to help once Ramsey stuns up too. And they move up. Upheaval tries to slow him down. OG, are they really going to be the first team to claim an inside building? Keep the chakrams up. Keep Solo down. Fatal Bonds will connect him. The tier 3 tower will fall. OG, how much more do you think you can go for? The melee Rax takes a little bit of a chip. Trana, he really wants to finish this. He's going to do it. Ramsey prepares the concoction. It'll fly out, but OG, they've done the damage. They got what they wanted. One fight can change it all for you.
And Ramses, with the buyback expended, cannot afford a mistake like that again. Should it happen one more time, we might just see OG being, what's that? Is that 4 times major champions then?
It would be 4 times major champions.
Count at this point.
They were Frankfurt, they were Manila, and they were Boston.
Yep.
This could be the 4th.
Very well could.
There was only 1 major they didn't make it, and that's because they got 6th, 8th in Shanghai.
And we said that Jerax had to come up big on the tree, and that overgrowth was massive. Right after all BKBs were popped, no one didn't get the attacks off that he needed for the Sanity's Eclipse to get lethal. Oh, gee. Scotty will be completed on Ana if he wants to buy.
Let's have a quick look at the fight again.
So Ramses does get the ulti off, but here's the problem. His team can't get in and save him. Now he's BKB, so no banish available. Gets bashed, and killed. Overgrowth on all 3. And that Sanity's Eclipse is big, but it's not enough.
Yep. The Shallow Graves again on the perfect targets. The man that did the work at the start, Jirax, able to stay alive. You even gave the bonus 14 damage to the Troll Warlord. He won the duel. Solo reposition, try again. So we come back live at 9:22.
Look at that gold swing. Oh my lord.
Woo! Climb every mountain, forge every OG fan together.
There is a minute left on the Roshan respawn. So VP might want to try to wait for that. And I would imagine they could be putting the Aegis onto the Alchemist at this point. That buyback is really crucial. Odie actually doesn't have his either.
No. They're short of buybacks, and they're going to be in more trouble. I'm looking at the item choice from Nortel. He's looking for a Scythe of Vice next. So as these BKBs, it was so early from VP, their domination was so good. The BKB timing is getting lower.
Alchemist Axe. Let's see who he gives it to. It looks like he's following solo. Could also be for the Enchantress.
Enchantress will do more. It'll be Lil.
Still no MKB on him, though.
He's been pumping that Pipe Dream income for a while. He even went to plus 50 damage. Everything he can do. Here comes OG. They're looking for the secondary shrine. They've already got the one around Roshan, and Roshan has spawned up. So remember, those buybacks that came in, the fact they could bring the OD to the front lines and be involved in the engagement again, this isn't an option for Virtus Pro anymore. They lose all outer buildings. They've lost their mid-melee racks, so they're playing up against momentum on that front. And look at OG. They want murder. They feel they've got the advantage. The smoke will break. Lil is revealed. And look at Ana. He's just trying to gun towards whoever he can. Now the duel. It's over on Ana. He didn't get his BKB off the Hoofstomp plus the Stampede. The time is there. No one. Again, a very ineffective ultimate from him. You brought down the tree, but at what cost? Centaur will fall. Ana needs to do more damage. No one so low. Ana with a double kill. Hold his ground. Ramsey is bashed. He can't get away. Ana is on the run. Nortel needs a Shallow Grave. He'll deny himself. The Impetus was chasing him. 100 seconds, however, without the Alchemist. OG have all buybacks available. No Legion Commander either. But that 90 seconds without the Alchemist, even without buybacks, is a window of opportunity for OG to slip into Roshan.
This fight is all about the bashes. OD was bashed 3 times in a row, I think, by Ana.
Hey, you said you were mocking. You got to pray for the luck. Pray for the RNG. It's working for him.
So have a look at this. There's a big amount of damage coming out from this OD ulti. Did a lot here. They get the duel off on the troll. So even in the beginning of the fight, they can't do it. This Yules from No-Till buying crucial time against no one. They don't even get Overgrowth out. But here come the bashes. Bash, stunned. I think it was 2 bashes. But it was 1 too many.
And now another one onto Ramsey. So we just can't keep fighting. And that damage, Enchantress, you actually had Lil just chilling on the high ground, throwing out all the damage he possibly could, but even with the Cannon Enchantress, it's still not enough. Now you have an Aghanim Scepter on the Timbersaw. You've got No-Tail. He bypassed the Scythe. He's going for the full AoE control with double the Chakra.
And the BKBs are starting to drop lower now. Honestly, not really sure who this favors. It's a big blow to both team strength, but OG will get the Roshan.
That they do. Aegis is down. Jesus in S4. OG is in a great position, but the crowd, they're trying to get behind Virtus Pro. We have to look to see Virtus Pro find the openings, have no one be a contender. And let Solo do more work. The golems are hitting perfectly, but OG is surviving through it. They need to do something about Fly as well. These Shallow Graves, the weave advantage, the armor is there. For all the magical they got, they can't pump in any physical.
I feel like VP lost quite a bit of a spike when they got rid of their Alchemist Solar Crest. He did drop it to get the MKB, obviously, but they didn't have another crest in their team. And in this kind of game where you're, dealing with, for example, this troll who doesn't have an MKB, Solar Crest is a really valuable item that he got rid of for his own damage. So kind of an all-in change of items, if you will, focusing a lot on the damage and less on the survivability. And it might have just come back to bite him because he died twice after making that replacement.
You thought you had the advantage, VP. OG are now the ones in the position the VP was 20 minutes ago, looking to enter the base. They're looking at the mid lane at the moment. It's not too difficult for them to rotate towards the top. They just have to push mid in, and then they can slip through the top. The top's already there with the catapult.
No buyback OD. There is a buyback on Alchemist.
OD's one that one on cooldown. Alchemist is holding his money for now. No reason to give an extra Aghanim Scepter up. In comes Ana, Hurricane Pike, no one. Just trying to increase the steal. He actually went for the plus 60 seconds Arcane Orb Intelligence steal. Get a little bit of chip and hold that intelligence. Hope you can draw out these fights. Oh, Ana.
Actually a big commitment. This ability is going to be important in the fight.
Nashiva's guard. Notail's just trying to create space. They're playing it's almost like it's a Terrorblade game.
Yeah, they have to back off. They just wait for Battle Trance again.
It's a low cooldown. It's only 30 seconds.
It is. VP
and you look at Ana, he switches the other direction now. He runs north.
VP couldn't really pounce on that opportunity. They weren't feeling confident. Now, as you said, Ana was looking at top, but didn't get in.
Love how both Ana as well as Ramsey's value that SMY so highly. Like, Ana is even dropping down the Vlad's aura. He's happy to hold on to the SMY, but he's got something bigger in the works. It's a Monkey King bar for the Troll Warlord. And now a Blink Dagger for Jirax. Go big or go home.
Big item. Doesn't have it yet. It's on the courier. On the way out. OG's zone controlling, basically holding all three lanes well pushed in and just waiting for any opportunity. Their Aegis timer is slowly ticking down. They've used 3 out of 5 minutes. So I would imagine they're waiting for this Treant to get his blink. And they will look for their move.
He's playing with Ramses. Gotta be careful when no one's hovering behind. He knows he can't get the kill because there will be imprisonment and there will be the Glimmer Cape. But this is great for VP. They're buying time to get the buyback off cooldown for OD. They're going to have him twice in the next engagement. Because OG, they haven't found a way in yet. Okay, E-Blade pickup from Notail.
2 minutes for OD's buyback.
That's almost exactly the same time as the Aegis.
Yep.
They have to slow this. Here comes the top lane. S4 is holding it. He's actually got enough money for his full Aghanim Scepter. Ana, Lil, it's a beautiful rainbow, but not enough damage to kill off the Troll Warlord, just to nibble him.
Nibble him half his health.
Okay, maybe it's more of a munch.
This is something to look out for Ana.
They smoked.
Yep, there's no tower bottom. Ramses is building in toward a Satanic.
They keep jumping from top to bottom, making Virtus Pro wonder where OG is moving. Courier, yeah, you're not making that run. It's got a Morbid Mask and a Mithril Hammer on it. Ramses is trying to finish up his Satanic. He's got the money to finish it. And still, actually, he'll be short by 700 for buyback.
OD, buyback in 1 minute. Aegis.
Look at Jirax's position.
40 seconds.
He waited in the tree line. Now they jump forward. That damage from Notail. Defensive imprisonment from no one. It's committed, and Ana feels this is the opportunity. The rock will drop, a double stun. Now the BKB, Ana moves in deep. He'll be dueled up. They'll hold him there, but because the E-Blade pop, they can't finish the job. The only ulti will pop, but it only triggers the Aegis of the Immortal. Legion Commander, in the meantime, has lost his life. The Yule Scepter keeping Enchantress out of the fight. Ana is the main man sticking to objective-based gaming, trying to bring down this ranks. If he can find a hero as well, he'll take that. But Lil, he's finding the damage. S4 triggers off the cheese, has the Shallow Grave as well, but Virtus Pro, they are repelling the invading OG until in comes Notail. The Chakrams will miss once again, but no one. Another defensive imprisonment forced out. The Fatal Bonds will connect him up, making Notail think twice. Back into the bottom lane, Concoction. Alchemist will stun himself. Okay, no one. Again, has to be the saving grace, but while he's down, Ana takes out the bottom melee racks. OG achieve what they wanted once more, and it cost them next to nothing.
Want to mention, by the way, the way this was not an E-Blade from No-Tail. Legion Commander wants to not get hit by the Troll because she knows she's going to get killed in a duel. So the play she's going for is Ghost Sceptering into the duel on the Troll. It's basically just a stun that he's putting out to buy time for the VP side to get the damage in, but they just don't have enough. The Aegis was, of course, very important there for OG. Next time around, that's going to be harder, but they're also going to have more tools at their disposal. Boots of Travel coming in for Ana. He wants that before his MKB. Just need to play the lane push game now and secure themselves the next Roche. And VP will want to contest. They did not use any buybacks in that fight. So they'll have the whole array of fighting potential in about a minute.
They have a small opportunity. Lil, Jirax may not know he was scouted out, but Lil saw the blink animation that came from Jirax, so they know he's trying to bounce himself into that tree line just north of the tier 3 tower on top lane for Dire side. If he can get close enough, Hallow Satanic, Hallow Moonshot, stray buyout from Ramses.
No buyback.
He's short by 750 gold. He's committing the items to try and carry his team to victory if it's possible. Not even holding on to boots. He doesn't consume the Moonshot. He's going to hold on to it.
That's an Aghanim Scepter on the Centaur. S4 can buy the full axe and Boots of Travel. We'll see if he buys both, or if he holds on to the TP scroll. He will hold on to the TP. No, he sold it.
He's looking at Refresher Orb.
He sold his TP and didn't use... Oh, okay. He sold it and just starts running out. Maybe feels like he doesn't need a TP.
It's this fight. If OG can take it, they win. So it's either death or glory. And right now, VP is still short of buyback. Legion Commander the furthest away, just over 1,000 gold short of it. But no one has it on cooldown at least. So if they can get the cash like the Alchemist is getting, he's 280, now 220, now 0 away from buyback.
The Satanic, he has a chance at man fighting, but
Timbersaw chaining in. He goes for the E-Blade pop with the double chakrams. Alchemist, he wants to get out of this one. They have to push him away. A quick press the attack, bringing Ramsey's life back up again. Now he will turn on the Chemical Rage. S4's pushed in the mid. Chemical Rage going to help protect him when he concocts himself as well.
Troll looking for the damage top again.
Roshan's up in 10 seconds time. If VP can take this, they need to take this fight and then potentially Roshan after. That's the situation they're in. They're backed into a corner. A team that had a 10,000 advantage. They were up in this series. And now OG. They got their hands around the neck of Virtus Pro. Question is, can they squeeze?
Tight moment. The Radiant Drax fall, or rather the ranged Drax fall in the mid lane for VP. So now only one lane remaining.
If OG go and have a look, they can take Roshan right now.
Yep.
But no one's having a peek.
VP have to try and contest this. Do they have a smoke? They do have a smoke on Warlock, but they seem to be a bit scared that if they leave the base, OG just tried to jump in top and take the barracks. So Enchantress has to defend this for now.
They're coming out now. How quickly can Ana
have travels?
Ramses is there, Pasha as well. Ana beating down Roshan. As far as vision goes, there's actually nothing that helps OG. There's one ward watching the lane, but around the pit, not a lot to work with. And here comes Virtus Pro into the pit. They start the duel. The rock is decent, but No-Tail plus T-Rex, the perfect rooting. The duel. Pasha is gone. Enchantress is gone. They're pushing onto S4. Alchemist needs to do more work, but he can't finish the job. Defensive imprisonment. No one's even part of this fight. Ramses will die. No one will blink up, but 3 heroes down. Only one has buyback. And that's the Alchemist. Roshan belongs to OG. But Jirax, he's not done yet. He continues the chase, looking towards Solo. The orb damage is also giving the intel steal while pushing up the top lane. They need to create more space. Blink's already been used. Force, TP, the Yule Scepter. No one is stuck. He's trapped. Defensive imprisonment. Blink Dagger off cooldown. Right now they know where he's going to go, and No-Tail chains him through, cancelling the Blink Dagger, forcing the buyback already. Virtus Pro on a knife's edge. And look at the murderous intent. A level 5 Dagon will arrive, combining with the E-Blade of No-Tail. He's already been killing the Alchemist to about 1/3 of his life with the E-Blade and the Chakrams. Combine a Dagon on the back of that. I don't know if he survives.
I think No-Tail can take him from 100 to 0 if he perfectly times it. Ramsey's health, maybe not. 2,700 is a lot after that Satanic pickup instead of the... Yeah, what was it even here in place? I lost track of that. But this is a tense moment. Now, OG are so close. The end boss of the majors for VP might just be too strong once again.
And OG really are the bosses of the majors. Well, luck hasn't been with them at TI or in Shanghai. They are undisputably, like 2 majors a year each season. You're okay with that. There's only 2 this time around.
I don't think OG are okay with that. I think
no,
they
OG won TI. They've said many times they won TI. But this is the momentum they want. Winning a tournament on this level, even reaching the grand final, is already going to secure you at that spot into TI.
Cheese on Alchemist, Aegis on Troll. All of the advantages are stacked against VP. No buyback Alc, no buyback OD.
He's actually sacrificing his next item as well. He's buying an Aghanim Scepter. I'm wondering now if, and it's kind of crazy to say, if no one is actually the path to go. Like if he actually buys time with that Aghanim's upgrade Eclipse.
I would not advise it.
What else would you do? You put it on the Legion Commander?
Warlock. Legion is actually fairly interesting as well, to be honest.
There's the Aghanim Scepter. And who does he want to give it to? He gave it to Warlock. Solo has the buffed up Chaotic Offering.
The double gobble.
The double gobble.
Now they are holding OG. How many more advantages can they actually stack up before pushing? I'm not sure. They're waiting for a double rune. No-Tail is literally camping this haste. They have the time. Lincoln's on Treant.
Okay. There's more protection for No-Tail to be aggressive. Note to the fact that No-Tail is running the cheese.
They're going to Lincoln Ana and try to bait the duel just as they Lincoln. There we go. Haste is about to be picked up by No-Tail.
Did he just grab it and leg it?
Depends what the second rune is. He's
2 seconds, 1
rune.
second, and it is regeneration, not what he wants. But BT's in.
Here comes Ana.
Yep, he's the man on the front lines. Where is that duel? Pasha's looking for it. In they jump. The duel is out. The orb damage is on Ana. They're going to bring him down pretty low, but the Shallow Grave is keeping him alive. There's all the intel stolen up. They're still fighting, but you've lost the Legion Commander. Aegis Immortal will trigger. So Troll Warlord back to the world living in a second. A quick little push away. No one needs to keep the damage going. He doesn't have the Eclipse. Too many are falling right now for Virtus Pro. No one back into the fight, but the hold on from S4. He's caught them. 3 down. This could be the enchilada right now. Ana focusing on the racks. He will fall. Lil is doing the work. OG are pushed back. They hold the rage racks.
No-Tail is going to buy back. He has 14 seconds cooldown on travel, so they're going to buy back control as well. They have the buyback advantage.
They know it's now.
I can't believe VP held that, but the buybacks are on cooldown. This will be Megas, and more likely the end of
the second rock. He bought Refresher Orb. Screw the Aghanim Scepter. He just needed a second rock. If he can live, he may not be able to. The Chakrams are killing him off. No-Tail will watch maniacally as Solo has to run back to his fountain. And here they come. Stampede, jump forward, catch out Lil. The rocks will drop, but they just don't have the damage to repel OG. Virtus Pro call it. GG. OG will be claimed 4-time Dota 2 major winners here in Kiev. They upset the local team in OG. You would think with that celebration, it was the first time they won a major. But number 4 under their belts. They had issues at DAC. They have overcome them to push through this single elimination dangerous bracket and beat out a team that has looked superb throughout this entire tournament, Virtus Pro.
Unbelievable. This game.
Oh, the love. The first Australian to win a major. A wonderful performance from the entire team of OG.
And remember, the way they won the finals was not just through a 5th game victory. They came back from 2 big deficits. The resilience of this team and their ability to make the right decisions under pressure, I still feel like is overall just seems to be unmatched in the in the Dota 2 world.
There is really no